So I made it halfway to London. This time it's London, UK. And I have the connection flight to Bombay after this. There's no lounge over here, so I am pretty much stuck without any food for some more time. And I'm still waiting for news from Elliot to see what he's doing. Is he gonna carry on or no? And let's hope he does carry on. Yeah, so what's the situation with the race? As you see, more than half the fleet is out. A few more are probably going to be out very soon, and that's because of the weather not playing ball this time, and then the Cape Town gate coming in between, which messed it up even more. I mean, it's going to make everyone late. The chances that we'll have just 2 or 3 finishers this time is very high. Also, I wanted to mention that I'm very glad that Tapio is fine, Elliot is fine, and like Damien also didn't get into much trouble except for the wind vane. So I'm very happy that everyone's fine. Kirsten did a stellar job. She's the real star of the GGR this time, just like Susie was last time. But my money's still on Abhilash to win the race, even though with what happened in Cape Town, I think there's more to it than most of us really know. The way he behaved, some people didn't like it, but he was just being his authentic self. He was standing up for what he believed in, so let's cut him some slack. And he's been out at sea for more than 70 days, which none of us have been, so we don't know what's really brewing up in there. And he had a very tough ride getting to the start, and then everyone had a tough ride getting to Cape Town. So yeah, let's see how that plays up. I think he'll be fine, and I still think he can win the race, even though Simon's doing a really good job. With me, after I dropped out, I realized I was always looking more like I was prepared for 2026 than I was for 2022. But what do I mean by that is, if I was doing 2022, I should have been in Europe with my boat in 2021 or 2020. That definitely didn't happen because my boat wasn't ready for the race. And then I was working up till April before this year, so I didn't really have much time to prepare. Plus I didn't have a lot of people around me. The people helping me, but not a lot of skilled people, and not a lot of skilled labor in Toronto, in terms of fixing a boat which has to go to sea like this. So that really was something. So yeah, I should have been in France in 2020, and then COVID hit as well. So I think this race was going to be tough anyway, and I had the realization that if I wasn't up there with Damien and Simon, it was not worth it. I think if I do 2026, my only goal is going to be win. There's no second prizes in a race like this. So yeah, let's see. If my shoulder gets fixed in time, I might sail the boat across to France next year in 2023 and leave it there. So I have a ready boat, and I am ready, and I've sailed across the Atlantic. My qualifying passage is done in 2023, which is 3 years before the race, and that really sets you up, because then I can focus on fundraising, I can focus on so many other things and making the boat better, and really getting in there in the racing. So if you see what's happened with Elliot with the Bowsprit is basically he didn't have time to do anything. He did make it to the start line, but he was never going to be in the top 5. He was never going to be challenging for the race. I think he has a great story out there, but the point is it's a race. So if you're not going for first, you're not really doing anything. Like he has a great story, and what he's doing for him is for himself. But for me, it's a very different story. For me, this is a stepping stone to doing something big as a profession, sailing as a profession, and that's what I don't think he's looking at it. So it works for him and doesn't work for me. So that's that. And then so now for the next 3 years I'm going to work on myself physically, my sailing, tuning the boat, getting the boat faster, getting across the Atlantic and do at least 2,000 odd sea miles every year till the start line, if I can. Get myself and my family in a financially stable position where sponsors not coming is not a big issue. This time it was a borderline thing. I put in all my money and I still needed some sponsorship, and that adds pressure, not in terms of sponsors putting pressure, but just in terms of your financially being ready for the race and ordering parts and equipment at the right time, which was delayed for me till money came in, with fundraising happening. So I'm going to definitely change that this time and make sure I'm ready in all ways before the race start. So what's the agenda now? I am off to India. I'm in London Heathrow right now, taking the connecting flight to Bombay. I'm gonna be training, even though my shoulder's bad. I've started training for a marathon next year, which is my goal, to get fit. And then I'm gonna try to do a marathon next year. This winter I'll try to climb something in Ladakh in the Himalayas. Even though my shoulder is not that great, I'm gonna try something like a moderate difficulty trek or climb, and try to get that done. Spend some time in high altitudes. It just feels nice and makes your body feel nicer and recover faster. So that's one of the things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be sailing a lot in Mumbai and just gain the love for sailing back. Just like when I was a kid, when I would just go out for no rhyme or reason and take the boat out in Bombay Harbour. Unlike now, where it's either racing or it's just preparing for the GGR, which is becomes a task after a point because you're doing so many things by yourself. So that's the plan. I have really bad anxiety right now about going to India after what everything has happened with COVID, with the family I lost during COVID, with the cousins and the aunts and people I'm going to meet this time with a completely different perspective. I'm a different person from when I met them 5 years ago. They will be a different people. Things have changed in our relationships, and family is really important to me. So this is going to be a very scary at first, but I hope it's fulfilling 2 months in Bombay before I start getting back, put my head down, get a job or start my own business, and then also start getting Good Hope back on track for something massive. So that's the plan. I'll try to vlog every week now and give everyone an update of what's happening, show some sights and sounds of Mumbai, and take you sailing around Mumbai Harbour as many times as I can in the next 2 months. So nice talking to you guys, and I hope you guys keep interested in my story, and I'm going to take you around, and it's going to be all worth it. And I was on a flight and I was watching the documentary of Ranul finds, and it's just phenomenal the way the man operates. And I'm somewhat like that. I'm not in the position that he exactly was in, with the story and the marketing that he had behind him. But I'm gonna try to do something like that, do adventures and not just be a sailor. So yeah, I'm gonna change everything. I'm not gonna look like this in the next 3 months. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be stronger. I'm going to be kicking ass. So over and out, and next time you see me, I'll be in Mumbai.